Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe. How we doing, guys?
Gotta got my old banker look going on.
I was just going to say that. I said Wall Street Shannon over
You know,
here today.
they call me
There's only one human on this planet more self-absorbed than this guy.
Who is that?
That's Odell Beckham Jr. We're about to talk about.
Nah, I think-
You rival Odell.
No.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Like this, you want a long? I give you a
Anyway, my monitor is on. Could somebody turn that off?
No, don't turn it off. No,
Did you do that?
Shannon probably did it.
Let him see old Shay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want to see old me. To see I'm not self-absorbed.
Well, you look nice, too.
Oh, thank you, Kevin.
I know you don't be. I know you don't be. I know you don't. I know.
I don't know. Okay.
I mean, Jenny, you say the darndest things.
Once in a while. We have a lot to get to on today's show. Like this, does Tom Brady have a future as a comedian? I love what he said yesterday.
Yes.
And then will we see a new LeBron next year? But we are going to start with Shannon's new guy, I guess, Odell Beckham. He was introduced as a member of the Cleveland Browns yesterday, but he didn't come alone. Beckham was joined by Baker Mayfield, Myles Garrett, and his former LSU teammate, Jarvis Landry. Beckham said the blockbuster trade that brought him to Cleveland is, quote, going to be one of the best things that has ever happened to him. All parties involved seem very happy to have OBJ in Cleveland. Let's take a listen.
I feel like we spoke this into existence almost. Like him and I dreamed of this. You know, this is something we talked about at 17. I had two people at the house sitting there when I found out. I just started screaming, just yelling like you would have thought I was on the field on game day. Just exciting, you know what? Because it's the potential, it's knowing exactly who he is and knowing what type of guy he is.
Right now, we're just a bunch of good individual players. All right, yeah, our roster looks great on paper. Whoop-de-hell. All right, but at the end of the day, we better be a good team, and you start building that during this time of the year.
I think this moment is going to be more iconic than we all realize right now. You know, that's what we'd want the goal to be. You know, to look back in 10 years and be like, man, I remember it's today, April 1st. 2019, like the start of something great, you know, and I'm just happy to be a part of that.
All right, Shannon, Odell called it an iconic moment. Did you like that?
No, it was not iconic. And to go back to Freddie Kitchen, Skip, it's not whoop-de-head, it's whoop-de-doo.
I liked
He
it.
changed it.
Yeah, he did.
I think that might be an Alabama.
You might be right, Skip.
Yeah.
Skip, you know, look, here's the thing. From a perspective, iconic, it needs to be, oh my goodness, he used the word iconic.
Yeah.
The 1967 summit in Cleveland was an iconic moment.
Thank you. Explain what it was.
That was when Jim Brown and some of the foremost black athletes, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Yes.
Jim Brown,
Yep.
who else was there?
They rallied for Muhammad Ali.
Bill Russell, Muhammad Ali.
Yep.
That was to show support for Muhammad.
That was definitely iconic.
Okay.
That was all-time iconic.
If you want to do press conferences,
Yes.
Skip, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now, will someone remember anything they said? I'll give you some iconic press conferences. Jim Moore Sr. Playoffs? I just hope we can win a playoffs.
I don't think it was iconic. It was just memorable.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, Denny Greens. You remember?
That's memorable.
Skip, you remember what he said and you still laugh. You getting together with your teammates, and Freddie Kitchens is up there, you talk about, well, I'm glad this happened, you know, blah, blah, blah. Skip, there's nothing iconic about this. Nobody's going to remember this. You go out there and says, I guarantee you, next year we're going to be Super Bowl champs, and you make that come to fruition. Now you're talking about. Now we talking about. Man, you remember April 1st? You remember what Odell said? Odell said this moment was going to happen. He spoke about this moment, and it's happening before our very eyes. But for you to get up there and say, you know, hey, I'm happy to be here, you know, blah blah blah. Come on, Skip. And about he spoke this into existence. No, you didn't. What you and Jarvis spoke into existence were you guys playing in the National Football League. Because there have been so many guys. Victor Cruz said he spoke to Odell. And Odell was like surprised. He was shocked that it happened. And he was even more shocked that he didn't have more say in the way it was going, Skip. So you spoke this into existence? You're disappointed, Odell. Because normally people of this talent, Skip, you don't get shocked very easily.
Nope.
And it does something to you. I don't care what anybody tells you. Trust me, when you're that caliber, and a team says, you know what? Yeah, you are immensely talented, but we tired. We gonna move on. So I wish him the best. Hopefully he gets into this situation. He's gonna have to learn a new offense because all those catches and that great career that he had going in the Giants. That's not gonna help Cleveland.
Nope.
You got to go there and show up and show out and show them why Cleveland made this move. So there's nothing about this press conference that was iconic. There's nothing I'm going to remember about it. I just remember Odell had a press conference on April 1st, and it was about him and 3 of his teammates was up there. Myles Garrett looking around like, hell, I play defense. Why the hell am I up here?
That's a very good question.
And, you know, and Baker Mayfield like, man, I was studying tape. I'm getting ready to, light the league up. I'm about to win this division. Why am I here? Jarvis was the only one really that seemed excited about being there.
Okay. I agree with every point you made, and I'm going to make several more and go deeper into this because in all my years of watching press conferences, this one is memorable, maybe for the wrong reasons, and I hope it's not for the wrong reasons, but it was more ironic than iconic to me.
Okay.
It has the potential to be one of the all-time April Fool's jokes that you will remember.
Wow.
Hope I'm wrong about that because I got excited by it, but in the end, it's very hard to trust it because all I know for a fact is this team and those guys, they are now the center of the NFL universe.
Yes.
The media universe is going to revolve around those guys next year. I just said a mouthful, which I can't believe I'm saying. But this has become the dream team, literally, because all I heard from all of them was dream, right? I heard Odell saying he dreamed of playing with Jarvis. I heard Jarvis saying he dreamed of playing with Odell in the National Football League. I heard Baker say he dreamed of playing with Odell, and I did not know this, but they had become pretty good friends here in Los Angeles through Sterling Shepard, who was obviously Odell's teammate in New York, that was Baker's teammate at University of Oklahoma. So they clicked and connected here in L.A., have worked out together, have thrown together in the off seasons. And then Odell saying that he and Baker tried to speak this into existence, to borrow, I think it came from LeVar Ball, right? That they tried to speak it into existence. And then Jarvis saying that he cried to everybody when it happened. He called John Dorsey and he cried. He called Freddie Kitchens and he cried. And I'm crying over all this. It's like, what? And I just hope that Freddie Kitchens isn't crying in like November, right?
Exactly.
Saying, what did you wrought? You know, like how can I cope with all this? So here's what's weird to me about Odell Beckham Jr. He can be, as I just mentioned earlier, so self-absorbed. It's like the universe in his mind revolves only around Odell. Yet he will not do a media session alone. And I don't get that. It doesn't go together because it shows levels of humility and also of insecurity. It does. He's got like insecurity because, remember, he sat down with Josina Anderson for ESPN only because he was told Lil Wayne would be there.
Right.
Lil Wayne was not even told that Odell would be there. So Wayne goes thinking, oh, Josina just wants to interview me at a restaurant some afternoon in New York City.
And I'm going to be talking about Odell.
Yes, and I'll be, maybe.
Right.
Because they're both from
Louisiana.
New Orleans. So Wayne shows up, and he's shocked that Odell's there. Odell's not shocked because he knew that Wayne was going to be there. He needed somebody to sit at his left hand, I guess, in that case. Or was it right? Yeah, left hand. And kind of support him, you know, kind of like reinforce what he's talking about.
It's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay. And I guess Odell needed that yesterday. Obviously, his soulmate from way back in their
like I said, if Jarvis
that works.
I got no problem with that.
I'm good. But then he's talking about how this iconic moment is all it's all off legendary stuff that Jarvis inspired him to be, legendary. So he's calling what he did in New York legendary. And I'm having a problem with that because what exactly was legendary about what happened with the Giants?
The catch? The catch is
The first catch, the pregame catches.
What about the titles? What are those at, Skip?
Okay, so he played in 5 years. He played in one playoff game, and we know what he did before that playoff game.
Okay.
He led, quote unquote, some receivers to Miami for the boat trip, right?
That.
Okay,
That's an iconic moment,
okay?
Skip.
That was an iconic moment. That was iconic, and that was how he prepped for his first playoff game on the frozen tundra at Lambeau.
Yeah.
And in that game, he dropped an early third down pass, 3rd and 7 from Eli that hit him right in the hands. And then he dropped a later pass in his hands in the back of the end zone.
Correct.
And they lost 38-13. That's his one and only playoff game. So he did legendary stuff in New York. I don't know. And I kept seeing this. All I care about is winning. Baker said all he cares about is winning.
Yep.
Jarvis said he cares only about winning, and he will change our locker room. He will lead our locker room. He will push, he said, the room. He'll push the room to South Beach for to get ready for a playoff game. I don't know. I didn't see leadership. Help me out.
I Skip, I didn't see leadership either. And